When you attend a Social Security disability hearing, you'll meet an administrative law judge who will ask you a series of questions. The purpose of these questions is to understand your situation, clarify your medical conditions, and determine how your daily life is affected. The judge's goal is to gather enough information to make a fair decision about your claim. In this video, we'll walk you through the types of questions you can expect, why they're important, and how you can prepare to answer them honestly and thoroughly. Let's start by exploring the overall structure of a typical Social Security hearing. The administrative law judge presides over your hearing, acting as a neutral decision maker. Their job is to review your case, listen to your testimony, and ask questions to clarify any uncertainties. The judge is not there to argue with you or challenge your honesty, but rather to ensure all relevant facts are presented. Understanding the judge's role can help you feel more comfortable and prepared for the process. Next, let's look at the first set of questions you'll likely encounter, those about your personal background. At the beginning of your hearing, the judge will ask for basic personal information. This includes your name, address, date of birth, and Social Security number. These questions are standard and help confirm your identity for the record. You may also be asked about your marital status, household members, and living situation. Answering these questions accurately is important, as it sets the foundation for the rest of the hearing. Once your identity is established, the judge will move on to questions about your work history. The judge will want to know about your employment background. You'll be asked to describe your past jobs, including job titles, duties, and how long you worked at each position. The judge may also inquire about the physical and mental demands of your previous work. This information helps determine whether you can return to any of your past jobs or if your disability prevents you from doing so. Be prepared to discuss your work history in detail, as it's a crucial part of your disability claim. The judge may focus specifically on your most recent jobs, asking for more details about your responsibilities, work environment, and any accommodations you received. You might be asked why you left your last job and whether your health played a role in that decision. These questions help the judge understand the timeline of your employment and how your condition has affected your ability to work. Providing clear and honest answers will help the judge assess your eligibility for benefits. You may be asked about any special skills, certifications, or training you have received. The judge wants to know if you have abilities that could transfer to other types of work, even if you can't do your previous job. Be ready to discuss any education, licenses, or on-the-job training you've completed. This information helps the judge evaluate whether there are other jobs you could reasonably perform given your limitations. After discussing your work history, the judge will shift focus to your medical conditions. You'll be asked to describe your primary health problems, when they began, and how they have progressed over time. The judge may also ask about any diagnoses you've received and the names of your treating doctors. This is your opportunity to explain your health challenges in your own words, providing context for how your condition affects your daily life. The judge will ask you to describe your symptoms in detail. This includes pain, fatigue, mobility issues, or any other limitations you experience. You may be asked how often your symptoms occur, how severe they are, and what activities make them worse. The judge wants to understand how your condition impacts your ability to function on a daily basis. Be specific and honest, as your answers will help the judge assess the extent of your disability. You'll be asked about the medical treatment you've received for your condition. The judge may inquire about doctor visits, hospitalizations, surgeries, medications, and therapies. Be prepared to discuss how often you see your healthcare providers and whether your treatment has helped. The judge will also want to know if you've followed your doctor's recommendations and if there are any treatments you haven't tried yet. This information helps the judge evaluate the seriousness of your condition. The judge will likely ask about any medications you take, including prescription drugs, over-the-counter remedies, and supplements. You'll be asked to describe the dosage, frequency, and any side effects you experience. It's important to mention if your medications cause drowsiness, dizziness, or other issues that affect your ability to work. This helps the judge understand the full impact of your treatment plan on your daily life and work capacity. The judge will ask about your typical day to get a sense of how your condition affects your daily activities. You may be asked how you manage personal care, household chores, shopping, and social interactions. The judge wants to know if you need help with these tasks or if you've had to change your routines. Describing your daily activities honestly helps the judge understand the practical impact of your disability. You may be asked specifically about your ability to bathe, dress, groom, and feed yourself. The judge will want to know if you need assistance with these tasks or if you experience pain or fatigue while performing them. Be honest about any difficulties you face, as this information is crucial for evaluating your level of independence and the severity of your condition. The judge will ask about your ability to perform household tasks such as cooking, cleaning, laundry, and yard work. You may be asked if you need help with these chores or if you've had to modify how you do them. For example, you might need to take frequent breaks or use special equipment. Describing these challenges helps the judge understand the practical limitations you face at home. Questions about mobility are common. The judge may ask if you can drive, use public transportation, or walk to nearby places. You'll be asked about any difficulties you have getting around, such as needing a cane, walker, or wheelchair. If you rely on others for transportation, be sure to mention it. These details help the judge assess your ability to travel independently and participate in community life. The judge may ask about your ability to shop for groceries, pick up prescriptions, or run other errands. You'll be asked if you need help, how often you go out, and whether you can carry bags or packages. If you have difficulty with these tasks due to pain, fatigue, or anxiety, be sure to explain. This information helps the judge understand how your condition limits your independence outside the home. The judge will inquire about your social life, including how often you see friends or family, participate in group activities, or attend community events. If your condition has caused you to withdraw from social situations or made it difficult to maintain relationships, be honest about it. Social functioning is an important factor in determining your overall ability to work and live independently. If you have mental health conditions, the judge will ask about your symptoms, such as depression, anxiety, or memory problems. You may be asked how these issues affect your mood, concentration, and ability to interact with others. The judge may also inquire about any counseling or therapy you receive. Be open about your mental health challenges, as they are just as important as physical limitations in your disability claim. The judge may ask about your ability to remember information, follow instructions, and complete tasks. If you have trouble with focus, organization, or decision-making, be sure to mention it. These questions help the judge assess whether cognitive limitations affect your ability to work or manage daily activities. Providing examples can help illustrate the challenges you face. You may be asked how you cope with stress, changes in routine, or unexpected situations. The judge wants to know if stress makes your symptoms worse or affects your ability to function. If you have strategies for managing stress, such as relaxation techniques or support from others, share them. This information helps the judge understand your resilience and any additional challenges you face. The judge may ask about your ability to concentrate on tasks, follow through with projects, or stay focused for extended periods. If you struggle with attention or are easily distracted, describe how this affects your daily life and work performance. These questions are especially important if your job required sustained mental effort or multitasking. The judge will ask about your physical abilities, such as how long you can sit, stand, walk, or lift objects. You may be asked if you can bend, reach, or use your hands for tasks like typing or gripping. Be specific about your limitations and any pain or fatigue you experience during these activities. This information is essential for determining what types of work, if any, you can perform. You'll likely be asked to rate your pain on a scale and describe how it affects your ability to function. The judge may ask what activities trigger or worsen your pain and what you do to manage it. If you use pain medications or other treatments, mention their effectiveness and any side effects. Honest answers help the judge understand the severity and impact of your pain. The judge may ask about your energy levels and how fatigue affects your daily life. You'll be asked how long you can perform activities before needing to rest and whether you need naps during the day. If fatigue limits your ability to work or complete household tasks, describe these challenges in detail. This helps the judge evaluate your overall endurance and stamina. Sleep problems are common among disability claimants. The judge may ask about your sleep patterns, how many hours you sleep, and whether you have trouble falling or staying asleep. If you experience insomnia, frequent waking, or daytime sleepiness, be sure to mention it. Sleep issues can significantly affect your ability to function and are important for the judge to consider. If you use assistive devices such as canes, walkers, wheelchairs, or hearing aids, the judge will ask about them. You'll be asked when you started using these devices, how often you use them, and whether they help you function better. Be specific about the type of device and the situations in which you need it. This information helps the judge understand your level of independence and mobility. The judge may ask about any vision or hearing problems you have. You'll be asked if you wear glasses, contacts, or hearing aids, and how well you can see or hear with them. If you have difficulty reading, recognizing faces, or following conversations, describe these challenges. Sensory impairments can affect your ability to work and interact with others, so it's important to share this information. You may be asked if you require special accommodations at home or work, such as modified workstations, flexible schedules, or help from others. The judge wants to know what adjustments you've made to cope with your condition. If you've tried accommodations but still struggle, be sure to explain. This helps the judge understand the extent of your limitations and your efforts to adapt. The judge may ask how your condition affects your family, life, and relationships. You'll be asked if you can care for children, participate in family activities, or maintain your household. If your disability has caused strain or changes in your family dynamics, be honest about it. This information provides a fuller picture of how your condition impacts your overall well-being. The judge may inquire about your financial situation, including any income you receive, savings, or support from others. You'll be asked if you have applied for other benefits, such as workers' compensation or unemployment. This helps the judge understand your need for Social Security benefits and whether you have other resources available. You may be asked if you have applied for or are receiving other types of benefits, such as veterans benefits, private disability insurance, or public assistance. The judge will want to know the status of these applications and whether you have been approved or denied. This information helps ensure there is no overlap or conflict between different benefit programs. The judge may ask about your use of alcohol, tobacco, or recreational drugs. You'll be asked if you have a history of substance abuse and whether you are currently using any substances. If you have received treatment for substance use, be prepared to discuss it. These questions are important because substance use can affect your health and eligibility for benefits. You may be asked if you have a criminal record or have been involved in any legal proceedings. The judge will want to know if you have been incarcerated or are currently on probation or parole. While a criminal history does not automatically disqualify you from benefits, it is relevant to your overall case and eligibility. The judge may ask questions to check the consistency of your statements. For example, you might be asked to repeat details about your symptoms, daily activities, or work history. If your answers change or seem inconsistent, the judge may ask for clarification. Being honest and consistent in your testimony is crucial for building credibility and trust. In some hearings, a vocational expert may be present to answer questions about your ability to work. The judge may ask the expert about the types of jobs you could perform given your limitations. You may also be asked to respond to the expert's statements. This part of the hearing helps the judge determine whether there are jobs available that you can do. Sometimes, a medical expert will participate in your hearing. The judge may ask the expert to review your medical records and provide an opinion on your condition. You may also be asked to respond to the expert's comments or clarify aspects of your medical history. This helps the judge get a professional perspective on your health and limitations. The judge may ask you to explain discrepancies or missing information in your medical records. For example, you might be asked why you missed appointments or stopped certain treatments. Be honest about any gaps or changes in your medical care. Providing clear explanations helps the judge understand your health history and decision-making. The judge may ask if you have tried to return to work or participate in vocational rehabilitation. You'll be asked about any part-time jobs, volunteer work, or attempts to find employment since your condition began. If you made efforts, but were unable to sustain work, explain the reasons. This shows the judge you are motivated and have tried to overcome your limitations. The judge may ask if you believe you could return to work in the future, either in your previous job or a different one. You'll be asked what, if anything, would help you return to work, such as additional treatment or accommodations. Be honest about your outlook and any barriers you foresee. This helps the judge assess your long-term prospects and need for benefits. The judge may ask if you understand the Social Security disability process and your rights. You'll be asked if you have any questions about the hearing or need clarification on any part of the process. This ensures you are informed and able to participate fully in your case. Don't hesitate to ask for explanations if you're unsure about something. At the end of the hearing, the judge will usually give you a chance to make a final statement. This is your opportunity to summarize your situation, highlight key points, or clarify anything you feel is important. Take this time to express how your condition affects your life and why you believe you qualify for benefits. A clear and heartfelt statement can leave a strong impression. It's important to avoid exaggerating your symptoms or providing inconsistent information. The judge is experienced in evaluating disability claims and will notice if your answers don't add up. Stick to the facts, be honest about your limitations, and avoid making statements that can't be supported by your medical records. This approach builds trust and strengthens your case. When answering the judge's questions, speak clearly and take your time. If you don't understand a question, ask for clarification. It's okay to say you don't know or can't remember as long as you're honest. Providing detailed, specific answers helps the judge get a complete picture of your situation. Remember, the goal is to communicate your challenges as accurately as possible. If you have a legal representative or advocate, they may help you prepare for the hearing and may also ask you questions during the proceedings. The judge may allow your representative to clarify points or provide additional information. Having a representative can make the process less stressful and ensure your case is presented effectively. Once the hearing concludes, The judge will review all the evidence and testimony before making a decision. You may not receive an answer immediately, as the judge needs time to consider your case. Be patient and stay in contact with your representative or the Social Security office for updates. Understanding what happens after the hearing can help you manage expectations and plan your next steps. Preparing for a Social Security disability hearing can feel overwhelming, but knowing what to expect can make the process smoother. The judge's questions are designed to understand your situation and ensure a fair decision. By answering honestly and thoroughly, you give yourself the best chance for a positive outcome. Remember, you're not alone. Many people go through this process every year, and support is available to help you succeed.